Welcome to School's Out 80's Comedy Story Time. Hey, everybody. Welcome to School's Out 80's Comedy Story Time. Got a really special guest for us today. Coming to us all the way from Dallas, Texas, Star Daniels. Say hello to everybody at School's Out 80's.
Hello, everybody. So happy to be here.
Awesome. Star, so happy to have you here. Wow,
Thank
you
you.
really blew my mind as we're kind of getting started here. And I know my audience is going to love your stories. So,
All right.
get us started. You got to tell everybody, just so everybody, Star grew up in Hawaii. And I'm just going
Yes.
to be quiet and I'm going to let Star tell us all about how her and her family got to Hawaii.
Okay. Well, I was born in Hawaii. My parents actually knew some people from Oregon. They all got together, decided to build a boat and sail from Oregon to the big island of Hawaii and almost died along the way before getting to paradise, but
Um,
finally made it.
yeah.
Yes, they finally made it to Hawaii. There were my parents were a couple of hippies. All their friends were hippies going along for the ride. So they all ended up in Hawaii. And then my parents decided to, settle down, raise a family. I'm one of four children. And before we moved into our actual house, we lived in a school bus. And it was just a pretty crazy, reckless, wild lifestyle, but I absolutely loved it. And I have a really cool story of living in that school bus. My father he was always into music and instruments, and he had an entire drum kit in the school bus. And
Oh,
I would get a
cool.
hold of his shaving cream,
Okay.
and I would spray it all over his drum kit and get a hold of his drumsticks and just go crazy like a little wild child. And I loved what that did. I loved the energy that came from me while I was smashing it. So
Oh,
that's
no.
just one of my memories from living in the actual school bus. And then, yeah, we moved into an actual house, but we had no plumbing. There was no electricity. We were living off the land, slept under mosquito nets, had an
Yeah.
outhouse. It was a pretty rugged, rough lifestyle, but that's what I knew. So I loved it. My memories are, you know, being outside all the time, having a lot of fun, eating off the land, just being, a free little wild child.
That is so cool. I mean, like,
Thank
hardly
you.
anybody can, like, tell that story. That is so, so cool. So it's like I'm picturing your dad is like the drummer from Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood. Is your dad a tall guy, or was he a tall guy?
He was very tall. Yes.
See,
Very
there you
handsome. He
go.
had I'm sorry?
Oh no, I said there you go. I was picturing the right.
Yeah.
He was a very tall
Yeah.
guy.
No, he had long hair, long hair, a long beard. Um, if you want to think of like a hippie Jesus, that was who he was. And I
Interesting.
loved him so much.
Yeah.
He was a beautiful, beautiful soul. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, he actually wanted to move to the Big Island to
Wow.
start growing marijuana because if anyone knows, the Big Island is like the perfect place to grow the
Oh wow.
green stuff.
Tobacco. Yeah, there you go. Right. The green stuff.
And
Great.
yeah, so he had an entire field out there, and I remember as a little girl, I would just wander through it, and I was at peace while I was out there wandering through it. It's like I was dancing amongst the green plants and whatnot. But
Oh,
it was a
wow.
beautiful thing.
It sounds like it. So while you were tearing into your dad's drum set with shaving cream, how did that go over? Like, was he cool about it? Was he at peace about it?
No, no. It enraged him, and that's kind of what made me so happy about it.
So he was a hippie with the temper. I get it.
Yes, he was. He had a massive temper.
Yeah. Well, John Lennon was all about peace, but he also had like a huge temper. Like most people don't
Oh
know how
yeah,
bad of a temper he
yeah,
had. He had a
yeah.
huge,
No,
huge
yeah.
temper. Wow, that
He
is
would
so
get very upset. He would get very upset. But I was such a rambunctious, unkempt, crazy little thing. That
yeah.
kind of turned me on. So
Okay, okay. So did your mom and dad, I know they came from Oregon to Hawaii, but were they initially in California?
no, they are originally from Connecticut.
Oh,
My
that's right, you told me that.
yeah,
Okay, so they went
yeah,
from Connecticut to Oregon, and then at
yes,
some point they're like, "Hey, let's build an ark and go to Hawaii."
exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
they were smoking a lot of that green stuff.
I guess so. Guess it must have been creative green stuff because okay, you mentioned they almost died. So how did they almost die?
Well, they were on a boat that they built themselves,
Mhm.
and where they were traveling along the water and seas, a lot of storms came about while they were trying to make their venture from one place to another. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a very dangerous situation. But of course, okay, think about when you're young and you're adventurous, and oh my gosh, you're high. Like you just think about, man, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna make it happen. So yeah, that's kind of like the mindset that they went into on
Wow.
this, adventure. So, very thankful that they did make it alive there, because
Yeah.
otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Right. Right. No, boy, we could talk about your parents forever. Those are
I
amazing
know.
stories.
And
So, so at what
see, I
point?
didn't even know about all this stuff until I would say only a few years back. Like I had no idea about this whole adventure they went on. But yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning all this really cool stuff about them, and that makes me respect them
Yeah,
even more.
that is so cool. So did your mom share pictures with you of the ark?
No, no, my mother doesn't really talk about it. My father's no longer with us. My mother doesn't
Yeah.
really talk about it, but my aunt, who was my
Mhm.
father's sister, she's the one who actually published a story that he wrote about the whole adventure. So that's how I came to know of this.
Oh
She
my God.
shared, yeah, she shared that story with me. So,
Oh, that is so cool. So where's it
yeah,
published?
yeah. I am not even sure. She just gave me
Uh-huh.
a copy that she had, because she's like, I think you would want to know this about your
Mhm.
father.
Wow.
And I was very appreciative, and it makes me love him even more, even though he's no longer with us.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Connecticut, East Coast area, like you spent a lot of time in Hawaii, but like high
Yeah.
school, were you in Hawaii or were you in Connecticut?
High school, I was in Connecticut. Yes.
Ah,
And not very exciting stories to share from that part of my life, because that's when I was a little bookworm and I was very focused on my studies.
uh-huh.
I just knew that, I wanted to really make my parents proud. And, so all I did was focus on my studies at that time. And that eventually landed me a spot at an Ivy League school in Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what school in
Yeah.
Massachusetts did you go to?
I attended Mount Holyoke College. It's
Okay.
in Hadley, Massachusetts, and it's an all women's institution. And yeah, very, very, thankful to have been accepted into that school. And Emily Dixon is actually someone who had attended that. It's
Wow.
pretty recognized. Yeah, pretty recognized school. The
Oh,
campus itself was designed by the same person who designed Central Park in New York City. So it's a beautiful campus, a beautiful place to attend.
oh my gosh. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a comedy show, so I gotta find the
Yeah.
funny. So,
Oh, I've got so many
so
funny stories. Yes, let's stop being
okay.
serious.
So I don't want to drive then. You know what? Tell us some funny stories, Star, and I'll be quiet.
Okay, well, funny stories. I would have to say that while I don't know if it's necessarily funny, but while I was at college, I had a lot of experiences with bands, which is pretty cool because I love the whole live music scene.
Sure.
Um, do you know 311, the band 311?
Uh-huh.
They actually performed at one of the colleges because I was part of a 5 college system, and the University of Massachusetts is one of
Mhm.
those,
Okay.
and they performed there, and we got to get up all close and personal with them, and so that was a pretty neat experience.
Yeah.
And then I was also on the concert committee for my
Uh-huh.
college, and we had plenty of shows come through. The most memorable, I have to say, is Jewel. You know about Jewel, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful Jewel. So I got to meet her and was invited to come hang out and watch her warm up for her, pre-concert thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, she invited us back to listen to her practice with her band, and she is just an adorable, wonderful lady. She was so sweet to me.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, having that interaction with her,
Oh, I bet.
and yeah, it was it's obviously a wonderful memory I have. We
Oh,
also had Billy Joel show up there, so we got to set up for him. And the Wallflowers was another band that we got to set up for.
oh,
And
cool.
Toad the Wet Sprocket. Have you ever heard of Toad the Wet Sprocket?
No, but when you say set up, so were
Yeah,
you helping? Were you like helping set up, like the working with the roadies and stuff, setting up,
yeah,
or?
yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
We would set up, and then we would take down for whatever concert was happening. And
Yeah.
every now and again we got to actually interact with the artist, which was pretty cool. So yeah, Toad the West Rocket was a group that they were there. They were out playing frisbee on the lawn, so we got to
Okay.
hang out with them doing that before their show. So that was cool.
Okay.
Um,
Excellent.
but no, I would have to say though, my fondest memory is I was hanging out in Northampton, Mass, at a
Uh-huh.
record store,
Okay.
and I'm in there just flipping through the vinyl because vinyl is where it's at.
Right.
And I look up and I'm like, whoa, that guy looks super familiar. And he left the store, and I followed him out onto the street, and I said, hey. And he turned and he looked at me and said, are you Billy Corgan? He said, yes, I am. So I
Oh,
got to meet Billy
wow.
Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. So yeah, he was
That's a good story.
performing. They were going to be at the University of Massachusetts for a concert. And so yeah, I got to talk with him. He's super tall. Like, he's a tall
Uh-huh.
dude. Like, I did not
Right.
think he was going to be that tall, but it was so much fun interacting with him. And all
Yeah.
I had on me was a brown paper bag. So I said, will you sign this brown paper bag for me? And yeah, he signed it for me. So that was a really cool experience.
That is a really cool story. Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
real random too. So
Yeah. I loved it.
so a lot of times I ask this question. When you think back to high school, I know you mentioned being a bookworm or something, but do you
Yeah.
recall, like, back in high school, anything that like happened that was like super funny?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was part of a talent show,
Okay.
and my friend and I decided, hey, let's do the George Michael Elton John duet, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me.
Okay. All right.
Because I've always liked George Michael. Like, that's someone I
Uh-huh.
love listening to.
Right.
And Elton John, of course, we love Elton John. He's super talented. So I was like, sure, let's do this thing. Man, we bombed, but it was so much fun. We looked
What
really
happened?
cute. Like, I came out, I had on my short little denim mini skirt
Uh-huh.
and tight little top, and she had on her cute little outfit. We looked the part. Like, we look good, I mean, but we didn't sound good. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So
it can be hard to sound good. That's
yes,
awesome though that you guys did that,
yeah,
kind of stepped out of your
yeah,
comfort zone. Okay, so I got a question.
definitely.
So when you're in
Yes.
high school, Can you think of a date that you went on that went wrong?
A date that I went on that went wrong? No date goes wrong with me.
I'm not saying it was on your side. I'm saying it was on the guy's side.
No, actually, I have to say, okay, and this is like while I was in high school, I really, again, I was such a little bookworm. I wasn't even focused on anything like dating or really like going crazy and having a good time. So I didn't go out all that often. I had plenty of people who wanted to go out, and I don't want to brag, but that's just how it was.
All
But I
good.
didn't really go out that often. I didn't really go out that often because I was so focused on
school.
I'm going to take care of what I know I need to take care of. Right.
Sure. Absolutely.
So yeah, no embarrassing stories from that, but I do remember going to some middle school dances, and I love listening to, like, they would always play like the Def Leppard and the Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
And those songs, I really, really like they have a place in my heart to this day. So yeah, The Flame by Cheap Trick and Love Bites by Def Leppard. Yeah, I really like those. So
nice. So the dreaded middle school dance. So like you're at the dreaded middle school dance, and I gotta believe that like some really insecure little guy probably asked you to dance. Am I correct?
Yes, you are. How do you know this, John? But no, of course. And I'm a very sweet, friendly person. I am, even to this day. Like, if you approach me, I'm a friendly person. I love being out and having a good time, and I'm all about having fun with those around me. So yeah, when he approached me, of course, I was like, yes, let's dance.
Okay, so you were nice to him. Like, you probably like made that kid's like whole year.
You're so sweet. You're very sweet.
Well, I can tell you a story when I was in high school that's kind of funny. I'm kind of the opposite. Like I was a pseudo bookworm.
Yes.
I was also like, I partied a lot, and I went to a co-ed Catholic private high school in Missouri, right outside of Kansas City, so in the Midwest. And so like back in the day, and I grew up in the 80s, so back in the day, we used to like drink before every event. And so like my date, I probably had like some kind of wine drink of some type that I bought. Like malt duck was in back in the day. Girls like malt duck, and so you would have a few drinks, and then there were nuns there, Star. So you would go into the venue, and you're a little lit, and there'd be a coach there taking your ticket. You'd walk in, and there'd be a nun there, and I kid you not, the nun made you blow into her mouth.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Like this. I know we're not on. I mean, we're on video, you and I, but she'd open her mouth up like this and go, and then like you'd go like that and blow in her mouth.
Oh my gosh.
So we knew this, and we didn't stop drinking, and so we would have like mouthwash and stuff in our cars, and so we would be like down mouthwash and maybe toothpaste, whatever, and but you still smelled like you smelled like alcohol with like a minty alcohol breath, and you just go,
oh my gosh.
It was so funny because it was funnier to not even be in the dance. It was funnier than to watch your friends blow into that.
Yeah. And you know what? I think the nuns like that. Maybe they got off on that a bit.
I don't know. It was so funny, like, and our nuns would be in like full outfit, and maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. I don't think they opened their mouth up, but she would just.
They did. I believe they did.
We would blow into her face, and the nun would just be like this. Go in. Like none of us were passing the test. It was such a stupid test anyway. Like we were all drinking But anyway, so I
Yeah.
digress. But, that's the power of going to a Catholic school. Later on, when we got out, because you were talking about like spending some time in a bus, so we had
Yeah.
a bus that we owned. The school is a private school. We had our own old rickety school bus, and one
How
time me
cool.
and my buddies, after we graduated from college, we just got on that bus literally in the middle of the parking lot of the school. We were graduated, like they couldn't bust us. I guess they could throw us
Yeah.
out of the bus, but we got in the bus with 12 packs of beer with our girlfriends from high school that graduated from college with
Yeah.
us. And we were sitting in there drinking beer, and it was hilarious because it was like so
Oh,
weird to like be in your high school bus and
yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
like in your high school bus, and that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
But
Hey, school buses have great stories.
oh, I'm telling you, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always the kid they make fun of. There's always
Right.
crazy stuff that goes on in
Yeah.
a school bus. Okay, so I got to ask this. So you're in Connecticut. You got the really
Yeah.
nice education. You mentioned you met some
Yeah.
friends, I think, in New York, and then those friends led you to Texas. Is that right?
Well, while I was in college,
Okay,
I met a guy who was originally from, I think it was Denton, Texas.
Denton.
He was
Yeah.
going to, yeah, yep, and he was going to one of the colleges, in that 5 college system.
Okay.
So I met him, and we became really great friends. This is because while I was in college, I really immersed myself in the rave scene. Like I fell
Okay.
in love with house music,
Hmm.
techno, trance, drum and bass, jungle. I fell in love with all that style of music.
Okay.
And so I started meeting people who are also, you know, all about that type of music.
Sure.
So yeah, I started having, a friendship with this guy and his girlfriend, and he said, "Hey, I need to invite the people I know from Texas to come out here and party with us." So they actually came up one weekend,
Okay.
and we all spent the entire weekend out in New York City, going from club to club to club. It was so much fun. I don't even remember it all because I blacked out. I
All
mean, that's
good.
how
No
much
worries.
partying we were doing.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
Some of the
Yeah.
best
I
times
blacked
we've
out
had, we don't
completely.
remember.
Yeah. But obviously, they had such a great time with me because they said, "Hey, we want to buy you a plane ticket and
Yeah.
bring you down here to Texas and party with you some more." So,
Nice. So that's
yeah,
what
I was
brought you
like,
to North Texas. Okay. Okay. So you're in North Texas. So Dallas is a crazy, crazy area. And so I gotta believe like you got some funny stories being in North Texas.
well, I have to share this with you first. Going back to being in the Massachusetts area,
Yeah.
um, when they were, telling me, "Hey, anytime you want to come down to Texas, we have a ticket for you." I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Because I didn't really want to leave that area because, I love being in the whole rave scene out there and going from Massachusetts to Connecticut to New York City. I would go out to New Jersey, to Philadelphia, like wherever the parties were, that's where we would drive.
Right.
Um, and so I would go all around, and that's what I did for, a pretty good amount of time. And then I ended up getting evicted from
Right.
the apartment in which I was living. And that kind of made me think, okay, well, you know what? Hey, these people offered me a plane ticket to Texas. So
Mhm.
I think I'll take them up on their offer since I'm getting kicked out of this place. And yeah, I had one of my friends from college drop me off at the airport. And that's how I ended up in Texas, high as a little kite.
I see. Well, you gotta get
And
high when you're in an airplane because an airplane goes
exactly.
up really high.
Yeah, and I just remember landing and then being in the airport and hearing over the intercom system, you know, "Hey, we're looking for you. Are you here?" And I just thought it was so trippy. Okay, because have you
Uh-huh.
seen Loathing in Las Vegas?
I believe I
Oh,
have. Yeah.
Fear and Loathing. I'm sorry, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Isn't Nicolas Cage in that?
Yes, and Johnny Depp. or no, I think it's Johnny Depp and gosh, who else was in that? I just
Oh,
know it's Johnny Depp in it,
I know it's yeah.
and it's just a real trippy movie. But that's how I felt when I landed, and ended up in the airport. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And no, eventually though, I reunited with these people who said they were going to be picking me up, and I stayed with them out
Yeah.
in yes,
That's cool. That's cool. So
yeah,
you made it to North Texas. So
yes.
like, I mean, you've been here a while now, right? How many years?
Well, I'm not going to share that because then that gives away my age. It's been a while. We've been here a while and have
Okay,
absolutely
no
loved
worries.
it.
You don't have to share
Yeah.
that. So, so any memorable nights that you saw something funny happen? Maybe like one of your girlfriends just too much to drink and they had to cart her off. Maybe put
Well,
her.
I would have to say, yeah. There was a girl, you know, I had actually several girls with whom I was very close,
Yeah.
and we kept things very entertaining for the guys around us. We'll say that. Or do you want
Okay.
more details?
No, I don't need any more details than that. I'm good.
Okay, we kept things very entertaining for the guys around us. Had a lot of fun, partying hard, and um, we were all kind of like, it was a unit. It was a very close unit. You've got your little, you know, people you feel comfortable with, and that's who I was around for the first few years I was here. And
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of fun. I was sent out. We were, you know, told to go places and show up at scenes, and we always went out there to have a good time. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it was,
I'm
yep.
just wondering, like, if, like, you ever looked over at one of your girlfriends and she was just like completely passed out and didn't even know where she was. I'm just trying to better
Oh
understand the
yeah.
situation.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. If we want to, can I rewind a bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because being back out with them, with these, group of girls in New York City,
Yeah.
we would go to different clubs out there, and I actually, I think I kind of previously mentioned, but I completely blacked out. And I ended up back at the hotel room where we were staying
Uh-huh.
in a bed with a group of people that I have no recollection of even leaving places with. So I was like, whoa, what just happened here? But you know what? That just adds to the excitement and, the pleasure of what life is. Like, you go on adventures, you have a good time, and you have stories to tell about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, awesome. I like it.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I want you to share with people because I know like you are a huge promoter of live music in Dallas.
Yeah.
And there's just so much awesome live music in Dallas. I mean, it's hard to believe how good the live music is that we have. I mean, we're blessed. I mean, new
We
bands are
are. Yeah.
up all the time. One of my best friends in like 4 bands right now, and he just keeps getting more offers to be a lead singer in a band. So tell everybody like
Yeah. It's so cool.
this is your passion, and you probably know him. You know Chaz that plays singing for rock radio.
Yes. Oh, I know Chaz. He's so nice. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
he and
He's
I go
very
back a lot
talented.
together. Yes, he is. Yes, he
Yes.
is. He is so damn talented.
Hey,
And
I gave him a shout out. He's a great guy.
he listens to these episodes. So hey, Chaz, this
Cool.
isn't
All
on
right, Chaz,
video.
I
But
love
I'm
you.
tipping my hat to you, brother. And Star
Yes.
loves you. So
Yes, that's right.
okay, yeah, but tell everybody like all about the scene that you're involved in. I mean, you're obviously super passionate about promoting these live acts, and you're friends with most of them and everything. Just tell everybody about it. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning.
No, definitely. I will have to say, okay, so, and it's so funny. Like, this whole thing to me is like amazing. I'm embracing it. I am loving what has happened from this. I never expected it, but I'm totally reveling in the happiness that I get from it. And the very first show that I went to see was, like I said, almost a year ago to this date, was a prima donna show.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that brought back so many memories from my childhood because, when we first moved from Hawaii to Connecticut, I met a girl and she had a birthday party and it was like this Madonna themed birthday party. And I was having so much fun at this. And when we heard Prima Donna live, I was like, wow, how
Yeah.
amazing is this to be listening to this, watching the reaction from the crowd. And, it was such a happy moment for me. And then saw the Troublemakers next,
Okay.
which that was a fantastic show at Tees, and it was kind of like we got our own private concert. So I was just like, this is amazing. It blew me away. They sounded just like Weezer, and I was super impressed. Loved every moment of that.
Yeah.
And then checked out at O'Shea's the Guns N' Roses experience, where
Yeah,
I was
Jets.
crowned. Yes, and I was crowned Rocket Queen, and I had no idea that they even did this kind of thing. But to be crowned Rocket Queen was such a highlight in my life. I was like, oh, I am loving this attention. Like, how fun is this? And they sounded fantastic. It was like, I'm thinking, man, how many more bands in this area sound as good as all these do?
Right.
And how fun is it that we are here to experience it? And so yeah, that was kind of like what set me on a mission to check out as many local live bands as possible, because again, all the memories that they brought back, just the
Yeah.
happiness I felt while being there, and giving support and adoration to those who are in this scene. And music has music to me is just like, oh my gosh, it's a creative, beautiful thing, and I love it so much, and I want to support it as long as I'm around.
I'll tell you, that's so awesome because you see how hard those guys work.
Yes, yes.
Many of my friends are in bands, and it's so awesome. You need to like duplicate yourself and more just like you, because
Right.
they'll appreciate. That's so awesome.
Yeah, and it's so fun watching them, and it's kind of like, it's like, wow, this is super talent. These are super talented people, and hey, I'm able to be a part of this, so I'm embracing that to its full extent.
Yeah, I mean that's how I felt when I saw Rock and Roll Over, a
Oh
Dallas
yeah,
tribute band, and I'm like,
yes,
man, you got '70s Kiss down perfectly. I've seen Kiss a few
yeah,
times in concert, the real Kiss, and I'd
yes.
rather see Rock and Roll Over.
Oh, I love Christopher Paul. I can tell you this. Shout out to Christopher Paul. He is
Christopher
phenomenal.
Paul. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't know who he is that listen to this, but shout out to Christopher Paul. We
Yeah.
also mentioned Pete Walker on this one, so shout out to Pete Walker, rock and roll
Yes.
promoter in
Excellent.
Dallas.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. So do you have like a vision, like, or are you just going to keep on like in this track of like helping to promote and help to pack out these shows?
Well, I would, of course, I'm going to continue to promote, and support these bands, and just, I'm out there to have fun. Like, if someone else is out there at the concerts as well, like, I just want to see the happiness and the joy on the faces of people around me, and we're
Sure.
all there having a good time. Like, life is short. Life
I
is,
like it.
really at the end of it, it's all the memories that you have made that you keep, close to your heart.
Right.
So I'm about making memories. I'm about being out there and having fun. And, I love seeing joy on people's faces. Love other ones around me having a good time, because there's an energy,
Oh
when
yeah.
I used to be all into the whole rave scene, like that's what it was about, was the whole energy. Like, it brought you together as a community, and you were just there to have a good time and party with one another and enjoy this thing called life. And
Absolutely.
that's kind of like where I'm finding myself now. I'm out here, and I love being surrounded by those who are out there to have a good time as well. And it's, it's a lot of fun. It's,
That's awesome.
I don't want to think of it. I don't want to think of it as an escape. I want to think of it as an enhancement to our daily lives.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and promote what I do. I am John the Sales Warrior Sansoni. I've been professionally selling successfully for 34 years. What can I teach you? How to prospect, present, follow up, and most importantly, how to close. I have a 3-day masterclass that includes inspiration, motivation, and the mental tools to succeed in business and sales. My course includes worksheets, audio, video, and can be taken in 30 action blocks. Also included, how to have greater confidence. My course should be 400. If you get it today, 99, and included my book for free. Once purchased, you'll get free monthly inspiration from me. Just go to saleswarriorinspire.com and order yours today. That's it. Back to the show. But hey, one more funny story from you, Star. Do you have one more funny story? And certainly if you have some upcoming shows you want to promote, we want you to promote them here at Schools Out.
Cool. All right. So I guess the story. Oh, I don't know if it's that funny though.
Oh, it probably is funny.
But no. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do a funny one. Okay, this is something that just recently happened.
Okay.
Mario Ailman from the whole MXD Mag, Maxima Distorsion, he asked me to take part in an acting role for a short story called The Hitchhiker.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll be a part of this, but I have no idea like what I'm getting into, but it sounds like it'll be fun and cool. And so yeah, I showed up and you know, he gave me a few lines to say, and I think I pulled it off pretty well. I will say I was super nervous because I've never done this before, but it was a lot of fun, and I just want to give him a shout out and thank him for that opportunity, and hopefully he'll call me back for more.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, well, I guess I don't have anything else to mention on this show, but wow, wonderful having you on, Star. You are funny.
Thank you very much. Yes, I want to also talk about. I have to give credit and a shout out to Mondo's Bizarros because they are the ones who have asked me to, you know, partner with them and kind of be their Debbie Harry. And that has opened up a door of opportunities for me that I never expected, and I'm completely embracing it. So Gino, Joe, Brian, Ralph, I love you guys so much, and I thank you for, you know, made available to me. I look forward to all our future endeavors. We have a show coming up. It's called Cinco de Punko on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. And then we also have a show at Fat Daddy's on May 13th alongside Basket Case and Unglued, which is super major to me because I love guys from all those bands. Yeah. And then we got a show in June. It's called Love Potion, and it's taking place in Dallas with the Soap Girls, who are super hot. So I'm very excited about that show.
Nice. So in your band, your new band that you're in, you play Debbie Harry.
Yes, I've been asked to portray Debbie Harry, which is a super compliment. I can't even put it into words.
No, that's awesome.
I love this. This is fun. I'm just embracing this. Yeah.
That's awesome. So
thank you.
So what do I want to ask about that? So you're going to be playing. So are you guys doing rehearsals now?
Yes, actually, we have a rehearsal tonight, and yeah, it's always a joy though. Whenever I work with these guys, it's a joy.
That's awesome. So what do you call? You know, it's Blondie, but what do you call? What's the tribute called for Blondie?
Well, yeah, I'm known as Star Blondie Daniels. And I can't even in my head, I'm like, I can't even compare to her, but I love her so much. And it's just a complete honor.
Do you guys have a name that you like? Is there a name like, you know, you like Def Legend or something? Do you guys have a name for your, for the Blondie band yet?
No, I'm Mondos Bizarros with Star Blondie Daniels.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So it's super
fun. Well, I will be a part of Lil Camaro and Blitzkrieg Bop, and possibly a few more that I'm going to pitch them tonight. So we'll see. But I love putting out a great performance. So if you want to see and be a part of a very fun, energetic performance, please come see us.
That's
It's
awesome.
a lot of fun.
It sounds
Yes.
like a ton of fun. Okay, cool.
Yes.
We'll do all that. I'll have you share all that so we can put it in the show notes for any of our local
Cool.
listeners that want to hang out.
Cool.
And well, we're going to wrap the show up. Everybody, Star, so much fun to have you on. School's out.
Thank you so much. This was a joy.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. So for everybody at School's Out 80s, this is John, the sales warrior in Dallas, and it's Star here in Dallas. And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.